Yes. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Coffee Conversations with Greg J is on Thursday morning, April 1st. A new day, new quarter, fourth month of the year. Oh, my goodness. But more than all that, it's Rhonda Day. That's right. Super producer Rhonda Love is celebrating her birthday today. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. That's what's up. I hope y'all are doing okay on these days and time, man. It's a lot, and we are glad to be able to tell our stories right here with you. I've been contemplating, I'm watching this trial of the former police officer Derek Chauvin out there in Minneapolis, and I must have watched the murder of George Floyd about 50 times by now, so much so that my heart just began to get so heavy. Oh my God, I'm just so tired of hearing about it, tired of watching this, this homicide being carried out at the hard hand of law enforcement. And my heart especially goes out to the brothers and sisters who witnessed that. Man, we were just talking, it's like, that's like life-changing, right? To have come up on this in the hood and witness this man being, murdered, just the life squeezed out of him. Just heavy thoughts. My thoughts and prayers go out to all of the people involved out there, and certainly has caused us as a community to look inward and, we reassess our situation here in this country. I think it's really nation building time, and that's what we are all about over here at Dream Creator Studio, Beach City Radio, beachcityradio.com, Coffee Conversations. We just want to inspire and inform our people. It's heavy, man. It's what we've been watching. So today, I just wanted to release from the heavy conversation. And thank you to Najee Ali for stepping into Coffee Conversations on this past Tuesday, live from Minneapolis, our renowned community activist here in Southern California, traveled out there to be alongside Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, and all the predominant community activists to show support to the family. And so that's a good thing. But today, I just wanted to, turn around and let's look at some music. Let's lift our hearts. Let's lift our spirits, And I was so pleased when my folks, Brother Thornell, sent me some music from one of my favorite artists. I really, ever since he's come out, I just really love this artist so much. It's a trombonist, right? Kind of jazzy, hip hop, soul, it's just incredibly dope. Every doggone, piece of music I've ever heard has just been off the chain and remains in heavy rotation on Beach City Radio, beachcityradio.com. Remains in heavy rotation in my personal music profile, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Philadelphia. Jeff Bradshaw, good morning, my brother.
How are you, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you on this fine day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jeff, man, first of all, thank you so much for coming through. And we're going to play a few pieces of your music, but we're going to kind of wait till the end, because when we broadcast on Facebook, sometimes they throw the penalty flag on us. And so we don't want them to mute any part of our discussion. But go ahead and go on record and let the people know that it's okay for us to play your music.
I'm Jeff Bradshaw, and I approve this music.
Yes. That's right. That's right. Jeff, man, I got this piece, Cape Town, And what a beautiful composition. You and I we were trying to connect while we were over there in South Africa together. I was like, yo, meet us, you know, the times were got crazy. But tell me what influenced your latest music, and also talk about this, your first release in 5 years, man.
Yeah. You know, I've never been every year album kind of guy. I record music when I'm moved and when I'm inspired. And so that's why sometimes there's been time. Sometimes I've been in label restrictions where I couldn't release music as much as I would like to, but I can't just go in the studio and just, you know, come on, we gotta get it album out next year. That's not how I operate. I can't release music until I like to take my time. And when I'm inspired, you know, when I'm inspired to release music. So Stronger came along that way. Excuse me. I after the Jeff Bradshaw and Friends Home album, which featured Marsha Ambrosius, Bilal, Trombone Shorty, Take Six, Will Downing, Najee, Kenny Lattimore, Black Thought from the Roots, Kim Burrell. I mean, it was. I wanted to take my time with this record because that record was so massive and it received so much critical acclaim. I wanted to take my time with this record, and I had about a year after the album came out, I fell ill, and then once I recovered, around April of 2017, I began the process of recording this record and putting together people that I have always wanted to record with. And I started pulling together people that I've worked with before, like on the single Prototype with Raheem Devon and Robert Glasper. And then I had just recently had met Amber Jean, the lead singer of Moonchild. So I definitely wanted to record a song with her. And then my Philly boys, Christian McBride and James Poyser, and Lynn Roundtree, Marquel Jordan, and Mike Burton, Paula Champion. I mean, Glenn Lewis, Frank McComb. I mean, this record is full of so much goodness. Incredible underground artist, Mickey Miller, producer, singer, writer, the amazing soul diva, Kanye Doss.
Yes.
It's just truly been, this record has truly been amazing to my life. This my own releasing my first album on my own label, Bone Deep Enterprises, with distribution through the Purpose Music Group and E1. I'm just excited about this album, and everybody seems to be excited about the music. I took my time, 3.5 years to put this record out, and then it took me 3.5 years to record this record because, you know, times, schedules with artists, and I wasn't going to rush it because, you know, when you rush and you put it out, and you're like, man, I should have waited.
Yeah.
I took my time, and I always make sure, you know, it's 16 songs on this album. I paid many tributes to many artists that I love and adore, and so much new original music on this record. Got to work with some really cool producers that I've always wanted to work with. Brandon Young, Daniel Crawford, who produced Cape Town. And it was just an amazing experience. It always is, but this being my fourth album, my third studio album, it was really important to show why I have staying power and to also broaden my base and broaden my fan base, you know, so.
You know, I'm listening to you, Jeff. You're dropping names here. I'm like, dang, you know. And you know what's this reminds me of. I'm from San Diego, California. That's my hometown, right? And when I look at my lineage in the industry, I mean, I'm on the executive side or whatever in the radio side, but certainly since I was a kid, man, I wanted to be the engineer, and I was the engineer of some of the local groups, and you know, and I'm listening to you drop so many names. Talk about the rich. You know, what was it like growing up in Philadelphia or in the music scene? Now, I'm gonna tell you, in my day, one of the names that you would know that came out of my community in my day, back in those days, was the great Nathan East.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the lady. They had a band in them days the band was called Power, and they played all in the parks and everything like that. And I was like the sound guy, you know.
Right.
But talk about growing up in Philly, man. Is I mean, rich, you know.
I mean, we had, I was born and raised in the Cambridge Mall housing projects in North Philadelphia, and born and raised in a church called the United House of Prayer for All People, where gospel brass bands are the feature in the music ministry. And my father, my mother was a church lady, still is, always have been. Um, my father was a youth pastor for many, many years. And so I was brought up in church and surrounded by all these brass instruments. And once I graduated high school, I went into the military for a short stint. And when I came home, I jumped right into the Philadelphia music scene um, and to a place called Silk City, where I met Jafar Barron and where I met so many people. It was allowed me, Jafar Barron had me, allowed me to play in his band. And I was just learning on the fly, like, oh my God. And this club this was a different thing. This was like a hip hop kind of jazz band going back and forth with a DJ. And the night was called Back to Basics with DJ King, Britton Dazia. And this is also where Questlove, the drummer from The Roots, iconic hip hop figure and historian, he was DJing there as well. And this was a great place that you could go to, and $5 soul food buffet, and just really, really great organic music and a live band that would pick up from the DJ. The DJ would pick up from the band, and it was a great experience. That was kind of me getting thrown into it. And from that point, I got to meet uh, Jazzy Jeff, the magnificent, legendary
Wow.
DJ Jazzy Jeff, and I got to work in the studio, which was a Touch of Jazz Productions. Touch of Jazz Productions, which was Jazzy Jeff's production house, who housed these six amazing producers and writers who we call some of the architects of NeoSoul that we know of. Artists, these producers are responsible for artists like Music Soul Child, Jill Scott, Floetry, just to name a few. And I got to work with these guys, and Andre Harris, Vidal Davis, Carvin Higgins, Ivan Various, Keith Peltz, and Darren Henson. I got to work with these guys and play on all of these records. So I met so many people, so many great artists, so many great writers down there working with these guys down there at Touch of Jazz. 444 North 3rd Street in Philly, in the basement. It was an amazing place where magic came out. And Jeff was so brilliant to offer these spaces to these brilliant young producers and writers. And I was just blessed to be in the right place at the right time with the right gift. And got to work with Questlove, my first call from Questlove, and another great producer out of Philly, and also a member of the Roots, Mr. James Poison, who I think has produced almost maybe every Erykah Badu album there is, and Jill Scott records and gospel records. And they called me to play on a record in 1995 or 1996 to Sigma Sound Studio, the legendary Philadelphia Sigma Sound Studio. We have some legendary studios in Philadelphia. I mean,
yes, brother.
Sigma Sound with Joe Tarza. You had the studio, which was owned by Larry Gold, who was a part of the MFSB, and you had the Gamble and Huff Studio, which was TSOP, which is the Sound of Philadelphia, Philly International Record Studio. So we've had some great rooms here in Philadelphia that I've been able to work in. But playing in these clubs in Philly and meeting these producers, then of course Spawn came, the Roots presented the Black Lily, which again furthered my knowledge and my involvement in what we now know to be as NeoSoul and Philadelphia. But before that, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants and jazz like John Coltrane and Philly Joe Jones and Christian McBride, you know, and we have so much legacy here.
Yeah.
James
Let me ask.
Cleveland recorded his first live album with the Philadelphia Mass Choir. You had Patti LaBelle and Boyz II Men.
Yes.
Philly International gave us, from Philly International gave us Teddy Pendergrass.
That's right.
Phyllis Hyman, the OJs, who weren't from Philadelphia, but this is like their second home. I mean, there's so much music, the Manhattans, Enchantment. So much music came from this city. I'm just honored to be an artist, because I guess because of an instrument, people try to put you're a jazz artist, you're a smooth jazz artist, you're this, you know. I'm a person, I'm a soul baby that plays trombone, and wherever you feel like my music fits in your mind, as long as it fits, I'm fine.
Right, you know, because I was as I was writing the marketing materials for your appearance here, I was just like, okay, what genre? You know what I mean? You can't really put a thing on it. But let me ask you, Jeff. There was a time, okay, so NeoSoul, when it first came out, right? Well, I mean, it was just a breath of fresh air, right? And then people began to, you know, raise objections to the term NeoSoul, and just wanted to call it soul music. And there's a kind of an underlying debate in the industry sometimes is, you know, is NeoSoul an apt, you know, title for the genre? What do you think? Is NeoSoul a still relevant title to call this type of music? And if so, why?
I think the radio people kind of gave it that name. It's soul music.
That's right.
Neo, which I think means new.
New, yeah.
Yeah, it's just new soul, but it's soul music, and that's what it was, and that's what it is. It was and is new soul music. It's just soul music that's fresh and new, but it's not anything other than that. That's what it is. It's soul music. These are soul artists. Are they new? Yes. So if you want to call it new soul or neo soul, that's just the label they gave it. But it's soul music through and through.
I agree with that 100%. And have you ever met Gamble and Huff?
Yes, many times.
Like, okay, so I worked for Stevie Wonder for more than 20 years, and I just got to tell you, you know, I never did get over it. It's like, dang, I'm in a meeting with Stevie. You know what I mean? What was it like to meet Gamble and Huff, and what are some of the words that they poured into you that just stick with you and help you in your craft?
They, you know, when you meet Kenny, Mr. Gamble and Mr. Huff, they're like they are walking history.
Right.
So when you're around them, you just listen. You ask questions, but you just listen. And that's what I did. The times that I met Mr. Gamble, I met him several times. Many times I met Mr. Gamble. I've only met Mr. Huff a few times. But one of the times I did get to meet Mr. Huff, I was in his office, the amazing Deanna Williams, iconic radio and music industry, super light in our city and across this industry. She took me in the office of Mr. Leon Huff, and I sat with him for a couple hours and just listened to his stories. They're so gracious and kind, and they impart knowledge into you. They tell you the stories, and all you do is just listen, like, wow. And you're in the moment, because you want to know, like, how they do it, what were you thinking? But they'll tell you. You don't have to ask. They'll tell you. You know, they'll be like, this is what we did, and this is how we recorded this, and Kenny did this, and I did that. And, you know, Mr. Huff told me about times when he was 18 years old, taking the Greyhound bus to Detroit, playing on Motown records. A lot of people didn't know that. Wow. I haven't shared that many times. Wow. But a lot of people know that Leon Huff used to tell me he used to go to, when he was young, He played on some Motown records because he's a
Mhm.
great pianist and
Yep.
great musical orchestrator. But it's just an honor to have met those gentlemen. And in 2000, I met Quincy Jones, who was playing a week of shows at the House of Blues on Sunset. And Jill Scott was playing. Jamie Hawkins, Walter Hawkins' son, was the opener. And Quincy Jones didn't know who Jill Scott was.
Hmm.
Quincy Jones was there to see Jamie Hawkins.
Ah.
He hung around to see Jill Scott.
Mhm, mhm.
And boy, you know, and he came to the dressing room after. And I believe that's when Jill met him for the first time. It was just, we all were just like, it's cute, it's cute, it's cute. You know, we all were just like, oh my God.
Right, right.
And I always tell a story that I asked Quincy Jones after he complimented myself and Mr. Matt Cappy, trumpet player, who's toured with me and with Jill Scott for many years and with many other artists. I asked him, like, just give me something, tell me something that will last me, that will help me have a long-lasting, and will have long-lasting success in this business. And he said, you are who you can call. You are who you can call.
Wow, that's I had to pause there for a minute. Whoa.
Relationships.
Relationships. Yes,
Everything.
brother.
You are who you can call.
Let's see. So shoot, I can call Jeff Bradshaw. I got that. Good stuff. You know, Dr. Gloria, our good friend, Dr. Gloria William Torre wants to say to you, welcome, Jeff. Did you know my friend Linda Richardson, who was president of the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation? She was one of our Villager Awards recipients and also supported our projects in Ghana before she passed away. She was a true advocate of keeping our music alive. Did you know her?
Absolutely. I met her a few times and she was very much that. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great loss.
Yeah.
That's a huge loss.
Yeah. You know, so Jeff, man, I want to talk about this. Your single Cape Town, and just really, I'm sitting here thinking as you were, telling your stories. Man, I saw you in South Africa. I saw Jill Scott in South Africa. I'm like, man, that's pretty. I saw Erykah Badu in South Africa.
Right.
Man, what was it like for you to travel over to the continent and share your music with the people? And how did you find the reception of you, as you got on that stage? What was it like? Talk to us.
Well, this was an interesting time for me because this was my third time to Africa at this time. Because I had been to Africa with Kurt Franklin. I had been to Johannesburg with Kurt Franklin. And I had been to Nigeria, to Abuja and Lagos on tour with Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. So going to Cape Town with Jill Scott was an amazing experience. I actually had time to enjoy the city and walk around and enjoy my brothers and sisters of South Africa. And I asked a lot of questions.
Yes.
I went to the markets. We did restaurants. We toured Table Mountain. We went to the marina to see the water, the beaches. It was amazing. It was between the day I spent there, spending time in the city, watching the children dance in the street, which is unreal.
Yep.
It was between that and feeling their energy when we were on stage and hearing them chanting while we were on stage, chanting just chanting in delight.
Yeah.
It blew Jill away. It blew all of us away. It was a different feeling when you've been all over the world, and I've been all over the world many times, many countries, many continents, and with many artists. And to stand on the stage in Africa, where I know my history, and I know that I am the descendants of kings and queens and those beautiful people from that continent. They are my brothers and sisters. We are family.
Yes.
And to feel that energy was something that was indescribable. And I knew that when I got home, that some of my next music, this album or the next album, I have to record when it's time and it feels right. I'm going to record a song that reminds me of how it felt to walk the streets of Cape Town.
Right. You know, it's interesting. I know Philadelphia has a good, really strong house music legacy, right? And so it's interesting when you make the juxtaposition with Cape Town, Johannesburg, and when we listen to their mix shows and where new music is discovered in contemporary Africa, house music is king over in South Africa. And
Absolutely.
it's a direct connection to, you know, Philly, DC, Washington, DC, New York City, Baltimore. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And isn't that surreal? Like, what do you say about that spiritual connection, how we're able to still connect with Mother Africa through the music?
House music always felt tribal. And house music always felt house music always felt tribal to me. It always felt like, you know, how African drumming and those rhythms, how consistent they are, and how house music feels like that to me. I always felt like house music felt like African dance music to me.
Yeah.
Always. The consistency of the rhythms of house music always, man, and especially a lot of the Afro-Cuban stuff. It's just like, oh man, especially listening to people like Kenny Dope and Louis Vega, which were DJs that, I mean, they got a chance to meet and work with Kenny Dope at Jazzy Jeff's compound at the Hampton Studios for his retreat. And that was an honor as well. But just, there are some DJs who specialize in right in there, right in that period, that Afro beat, Afro-Cuban, you know. I think Kenny Dope and Louis Vega's thing was called New Eurekan Soul. It was, oh man, that's my favorite style. Because it's so musical, and you can hear the African beats and the Afro-Cuban beats all in the music. So it's house music always felt like that to me. I remember I used to go to Baltimore, and I didn't realize how big house music was in Baltimore.
Right?
Big. It was big in Baltimore. A lot of people don't know that, how big house music was in Baltimore. It was huge in Baltimore.
Really, really something. You know, let's kind of change lanes here and talk a little bit about, first of all, congratulations on your nomination for the NAACP Image Award. How'd that feel?
Thank you. This is my second time. This is my second time. So I'm now a two-time nominee.
That's right.
I would have liked to, because I know this is my best work, I would have liked to have won, but to be nominated again, I was truly honored, truly fulfilling that it was an album that I put out,
right,
and on my own label, an album that I executive produced, and to know that it's my best work.
Dude, that's huge, right there.
For me, it's my record.
Yeah.
My label, with me and my team. Shout out to my incredible manager, Mr. Myron Ruffin. And shout out
Myron.
to my incredible manager, Mr. Myron Ruffin, Mr. Everything, I call him.
Yeah.
And shout out to my PR team, the Ovation Agency, Allison and Thornell. Thornell and I have been together almost 20 years.
Yeah.
From my days at the beginning with Hidden Beach Records. Yeah. And it's an honor to have an incredible team that I have, and to put this album out. And also shout out to my boys at Nia Distribution, at the Purpose Music Group, Mr. John Littlejohn and Russell. You know, I have a great team. We had a great plan, and we're just implementing the plan of the album, the videos, the marketing now that the Ovation Agency has taken the reins of PR and marketing, which I'm very excited about that relationship because I know them and they know me. Now we're just dropping singles and videos.
Yeah,
We're just going to keep hitting you in the head with a baseball bat and not letting you forget, remaining to keep this album relevant, continuing to spread the gospel of great music and music with integrity, produced and arranged by many of my great friends, featuring some of these great artists. Stronger is definitely my best work.
You know, Thornell and the Ovation Agency, definitely a great organization. Thornell, that's my folks up there. And,
Yeah.
we went to Africa together we were flown over there to go to and witness the South African Traditional Music Awards.
Wow.
Found ourselves in an international delegation with President Obama's step grandmother, who died earlier this week. May she rest in peace. And hearing that news just caused me to say, dang, we were there. We were with her, police escort all through Africa, and just, one of those once in a lifetime experiences. And that was Thornell Jones. Good looking out there, my brother. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now, when you were on the Zoom, and I hope you don't mind talking about this, because I do want to share this with the people, the situation is out there. So Thornell was telling me you guys got hacked while you were participating in the awards. Describe that for the people and speak on it, because we're living in a time, man, where we really need to continue to recognize what's going on in this country and build from that.
Yeah, we had launched the team launched a Zoom watch party for me and my fans and family and friends. And we posted on social media. Many people were on the Zoom. We were able to stream the Zoom because during the week was the live stream of certain categories, because they really only did mostly film and television on BET, on the extra televised version. So during that week, they did the multiple categories. And so they streamed it live on NAACP Image Awards.net. So we had the stream on the Zoom and everybody on the Zoom, and we're all excited. And I said, well, if I win, I would want to win. I would want to do it live and be with my fans and family and friends together, and we can enjoy that moment together. Even though just being together, being nominated was awesome. And it was hacked. The Zoom was hacked by some individuals, and there was tons of ugly, racist rants and words and on repeat. And it was, for me, it was a reminder that we are still fighting an evil, bigoted spirit in people, in some people in this world. And it's up to us to continue to insert the love of God through music, words, and deeds in this world. And my job is to continue to try to do that in my life, through my family, through my advocacy, through my social justice work, and through my music. I will continue to inject love. I won't give that hatred or that evil a platform. I'm going to talk about the love that we're going to continue to combat it with. We're going to combat that evil, racist behavior and spirit with love in words and deed and in music. And I'm going to continue to do that. I was hurt, but I didn't allow it to destroy my night. I was disappointed I didn't win because I knew that I put out my best work. And then on top of that, we got hacked with all that racist words, this, N-word, this, that. It was very vile. And but to God be the glory. for this thing called love that we have,
Yes,
and that we have
yes.
to continue to have for one another. And even we have to love the ones who hate us even more.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I'm going to continue putting love in the world. I'm going to continue putting love in the street. I'm going to keep love on my lips.
Yeah.
When they hate us, I'm going to try to keep love on my lips even more, even though sometimes it's a little hard.
Yep.
You want to put something else on your lips. Put your hands on them.
Right.
Well, put your hands on them, because that's what they want. And then you're just like them.
Right. Exactly. That's what I share. That's what I share with my children. Say, you just be aware, but we can't hate them. We can't fight them, because we'll be just like them.
You become them.
Yes.
And that's what they want.
That's what they want. Right.
And we're not like them. We
Indeed.
definitely try to just continue to insert love in everyone we reach, and through the music that I record, and through every show and concert. That's what I'm trying to continue to deliver.
It's interesting. I'm hearing I'm hearing your church foundation all through this conversation right here, and I'm just so happy of that, because that is my center as well. And I want to share something with you. Isn't it amazing how our music always originates in church?
Absolutely.
So I'm at this talk, right? And it's Bootsy Collins, right? Funkiest dude like ever. Okay,
I met him. He's amazing.
And so the question is, we ask him, what are your influence? And he was like, oh, the church. So that the funk is born out of the church, And sometimes when I have coffee conversations with Greg J, we have a habit of inviting, college professors, university professors, deep intellectuals, and we analyze culture, Black culture from a Black perspective. And when we begin to talk about music, it always links back to the church. Now, Jeff, when you are at church and those high moments of praise where the band is cracking, and you know what I'm saying? Everybody's it's at that high fever pitch. Does the band break out in riffs that are from? Have you ever heard the band break out a riff from like Funkadelic, James Brown, or
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely,
boy.
absolutely. It's all connected.
It's all connected, right?
It's all connected. Anybody said anything different, I know what they're talking about. It's all connected. If you hear New Orleans music, and I'm not the aficionado on the beginning of New Orleans music. I mean, you would have to talk to Wynton Marsalis,
right,
or Nick Payton, or Trombone Shorty, or all of my friends down there, Big Sam Williams, or all my friends down there in the Crescent City. But when you hear New Orleans music, you hear church.
Yeah.
That beat, that beat, the way people move. It feels like church. Even I was watching one Lincoln Center recording, and went and played a song. And he said, "This is the song. We're going to play this song that we used to play back in this. I don't remember what Baptist church it was, but him and the drummer, Herlin Riley, they played this song, and it was like it's the same thing. It's that." And I know the whole concept of that New Orleans music was like for the street, and that's what the beat was. That's what the beat was. The Big Four and Buddy Bolden, and I know the whole. I know the language, and I've learned about it by listening and reading. But it all feels like church. That's why when you see church, when you see funerals in New Orleans, and the band is there, it's like. It all just fits. And the church I was born and raised in, it was the same thing. It was a whole full gospel brass band in church.
Right.
Like this is where it belongs.
Right. Yeah.
Like this is where it all comes from. It belongs right here. And so I'm blessed to have had that upbringing and to be able to share my gift outside of the four walls of the church, but also being able to play this music all over the world and do interviews and to tell people that God is the greatest. To God be the glory for what he's done, because it's really about taking the message wasn't meant to be stuck in the four walls. It was meant to go to the masses. Go ye through the highways and byways.
Yes, brother. Yes.
It's about us taking, and not everybody, whoever's chosen by God to move to play outside of church, but it's all about us taking that with us. To hide the cross in here and take that with us where we go.
Where we go, right.
So that we can tell people that wouldn't be in church or people that don't go to church, you somewhere and you begin to share with you. And it's hard for me not to. I talk about God everywhere I go because I know that, man, you're so lucky you play trombone. You've been to this all 26-year career. And, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, it's all God. It's all about the footsteps of God. And we're never worthy of it. I know I'm not, but I respect that he chose me.
This is an important message, especially in such a time as this, as we move into the observances of Easter. And, the Holy Week is going on. And I'd like to remind everybody that, hey, the last commandment we were given by our Savior was to love one another. So this message of love is essential. And like Brother Jeff is saying, man, taking it outside the four walls of the church, the institutions, and being out here in the community, uplifting our community, inspiring. That's what it's all about.
Correct.
Yep. Okay, so Jeff, I want to play a song that is one of my favorites. It was from your last album, but that was All Time Love. And you had a gang of people on there. And I love this song. And I especially love Tweet's lines in there because it really shows what an incredible vocalist she is. She got a run in there that's just like, it's crystal clear. I can't sing, but you hear that run, you're like, dang, this child can sing.
Tweet bad, another church girl.
Yeah, I see. Wow.
Another church girl.
Okay. Well, talk about that record, and then we're gonna play it.
All Time Love was a record that was produced by Robert Glasper. I think he went. You might know his name from winning at the Grammys every year. Other years, a Golden Globe and an Oscar from the. I think he won an Oscar for the photograph. For his work on the photograph. Very good friend of mine, one of my brothers. Always there for me when I need him to help tell my story in music. He helped me. He was my co-executive producer of that album, of the Jeff Bradshaw and Friends album. But it was a song that I really liked. And I sent the record to Eric Roberson, another good friend of mine, another brother in Christ, Mr. Eric Roberson. And Eric is a great songwriter, but he's also a great storyteller. And he wrote this song, and he wrote the song for it to be a duet. And when he wrote the song, he told me the story of the song. And I said, man, let me call Tweet because this would be dope. And I sent it to her. She loved it, another one of my sisters. And she loved it. She wrote her part. And All Time Love was born. I put my solo on it and my horn lines, and it was out the gate. Live and in the studio. We had the studio version and we did it live as well.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, All Time Love.
All the way from
Sorry, wrong one. My bad.
That's okay.
I think this is it.
Oh, the video, yeah.
I bumped into you again. Happy to see you, I can't pretend. I must admit, girl, you are looking fine. Won't you have a seat if you got some time? Yeah, your sister told me you dumped that dude. Don't mind me, but I find that good news. And my mama keep telling me you're the one. don't think she's wrong. Forget the others. I know who you are. Cannot forget you. You're my all-time love. They're just distractions. You're the best by far. Yes, I know better. You're my all-time love.
I am just as pleased to run into you, and you're looking extra fly too. It's crystal clear. True love, you're right here. Can we start all over again and leave the rest in the past? I always long to be close. You hold the key to my heart. So let's love again.
Forget the others. I know who you are. Cannot forget you. You're my all-time love. They're just distractions. You're the best by far. Yes, I know better. You're my all-time love. Forget the others. I know who you are. I can't forget you. You're my all-time love. They're just distractions. You're the best by far. Let's get back together. You're my all-time love. Forget the others. I know who you are. Cannot forget.
All-time love, Jeff Bradshaw. That's man. I love that. I love that so
Me
much.
too.
That's still in heavy rotation on our online radio station, Beach City Radio.
Oh man, people love that song. Yeah, man. Big shout out to Hezekiah and 3K's Media, the director of the video. Hezekiah did a great job in that video. My daughter was in that video. My son, who's now 12 years old, was in that video.
Wow. Yeah, that was really awesome. I love that so much. Okay, so now let's move to your present album. I know Cape Town is the song that I have, and you mentioned another single with Raheem Devon. Talk about that.
Oh, Prototype.
Mm-hmm.
Prototype was the first single off this album, off the Stronger album. I've always been a big fan of Outkast. And one of my favorite songs from Outkast was Andre 3000's version, Andre 3000's Prototype. And always loved that song. Always, I said, man, one day I'm gonna record this song. And I decided to record it. Took my band in the studio. We did about 70% of the album live in the studio. And we did all the music, and I sent it to Raheem. And he was like, oh yeah. And Raheem had done a kind of a mixtape kind of version of it on YouTube. And he recorded and put it on YouTube. And I said, man, we got to really do this song. And he was like, let's do it. So I said to Raheem, he killed it. Raheem Devon killed it. And I wanted the song to be sexy and grown. And so that's the way we recorded it. Raheem does that very well.
Yeah.
And but I wanted it still to have a classy jazz touch to it.
Sure.
With piano and Rhodes. So then I sent it to Robert Glasper, and he obliged.
Yes.
And that became the first single. People love the song. People love our rendition. And then I decided to shoot a video. And we had 100 women in red dresses. We shot it like a female-only concert, and all the women were in red dresses, and they were from ages 19 to 60.
Wow.
And at the end, the video was to pay tribute to the ultimate woman, whoever she is to you. And that's what the video shows. Let
me see if I can find that here real quick right now.
Because, you put in Jeff Bradshaw prototype.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't get that one. Hold on, let's see.
Put in Jeff Bradshaw prototype. It's a great video. Directed by Hezekiah and Daniel, who also Daniel just directed the video for Cape Town as well. I love working with those guys.
Yeah. Okay.
We shot the video at the Clef Club of Jazz and Performing Arts, a historical and cultural building here in our city, owned by us.
Wow.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Lovett Hines, my godfather, and all the team at the Philadelphia Clef Club of Jazz and Performing Arts.
Isn't it interesting how we all these different performing arts institutions, and I think now more than ever, their importance to our community is going to be, pronounced even the more. I mean,
absolutely.
How important is the cultural institution to your art and to musicians like yourself?
Well, I think that we need cultural institutions that you don't need to have a lot of money to learn music. They need to be in places where our children, our Black and brown and minorities can access this music, access the education, because music in schools is pretty much non-existent unless you go to a high-end private school, or maybe a charter school might offer some music, but we need institutions like the Clef Club where you can go learn music, where you can go take lessons, where you can go see a real jazz show in a real beautiful, classy venue. Again, that's owned by us.
And that expands the culture. And, it's so important about, arts in general in the schools. Definitely need to continue that. And I think this helps our communities grow, build, prosper, and, just exist in love.
Absolutely.
So much hate and stress out here, through the arts. I mean, this is where we find peace, I think.
It's where we heal, man.
Yeah.
That's what music does. It heals.
It heals. Okay. All right, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. I'm coming with this music right now. Let's see. This is Prototype, y'all. Let's see. Oh, I got a system over here where I bring these videos in. Jeff Bradshaw,
nice. They're gonna love this one.
Yeah.
They're gonna love this one. We pay tribute to, we honor the ultimate woman, the prototype, whoever she is to you.
Right. Let's see. Here we go. I'm gonna share this video file right now. I love this live stream. It's real. This is real. Coffee Conversations. This is real. We just have a cup of coffee here.
It runs really well too. I mean, I've been on several, and everybody pretty much seems to have a pretty good hold on, especially this is live. A lot of them I do are taped. The fact that this is live and it's very smooth, very clear.
Yes.
Well, knock on wood, we didn't have any issues. It's just been smooth.
Look, we've had them though, but it's all good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Bradshaw, Prototype featuring Raheem Devon.
Must be my lucky day, baby. We could do something out of the ordinary, like catch a matinee, baby, baby. You are the prototype. I think I'm in love. I'm in love. I think I'm in love again, babe. Oh, girl, if we happen to part, oh, no, Lord knows I don't want that, but hey, no. We met the day for a reason. I think I'm on a racetrack
Yes. Prototype on Coffee Conversations with Greg J. Jeff Bradshaw. Man, that was incredible.
Thank you.
Now, I mean, the imagery and everything is just really, really profound. Every shade, shape, size, fashion of sisters in that mug right there,
The
bro.
ultimate woman.
Right. That's really great and way to pay tribute to our sisters. Are doing it right now, too, aren't they? Yeah. Wow.
You got to
that is-
protect and honor and protect our sisters.
Yeah. That's real talk right there. And teach our sons to do the same. You know,
Absolutely.
the mantra that I share with my young ones coming up is I always look at them. I'll say, look, respect and protect the Black woman. Repeat it.
Respect and protect. Respect and protect.
Good stuff, man. That is incredible. Now that one got a lot of great airplay there and still going strong. And now you're coming with Cape Town.
Cape Town, and there'll be more.
There'll be
I'm coming
more
all year long with singles and videos all year long.
Man, let's get it, Jeff. Come on.
Like, people thinking Lauryn Hill Miseducation dropped. I'm gonna drop more singles and videos than Lauryn Hill did with Miseducation. I'm playing to win. You know,
Wow.
I want people to hear want people to talk about this record for many, 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 many years. And I'm gonna make sure that they hear the record. And I'm gonna do everything I can as, you know, the chief executive officer of my own label. I'm gonna make sure that I do what I thought other record companies would do with my music. And that was exhaust the efforts to tell the story of this trombone player who collaborates with hip hop and soul artists and make great music. And I'm going to tell the story. I'm going to tell nobody can tell you a story better than you can.
That's right.
I'm going to tell my story musically and in business the way it should be told.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. A mantra we have around here at Dream Creator Studio is tell our own stories.
Absolutely.
This is essential. You know, and now in the changing world of the music industry, it's not like back in the day, like when I first started, you know, coming up. I mean, the whole thing has just changed, right?
Right.
And it's better for, you know, as these major conglomerates have come in and gobbled up music companies and all of that, they've eliminated the black music divisions and this, you know, in radio, major corporations. I mean, right now they're just laying off by the thousands, you know, each and every week you see this, you know, and it creates opportunities for us to be independent and do the craft the way that we think it should be done, the way that has been given unto us from the divine.
Absolutely.
And, you know, talk about your freedom as an independent artist and just being a business person.
I mean, just like I said, it comes with a lot of responsibility. It takes money, which, of course, putting out my record right in the middle of a pandemic. So, you know, we ain't been on tour for like a year. So
Right.
You know, there were a lot of sacrifices that had to be made.
Sure.
But it takes some money. It takes a lot of work. And it takes a great plan and a great team to implement the plan. And I've been blessed with all of those.
That's good. Good stuff. All right, let's take a look at Cape Town here. Here y'all are. Cape Town, Jeff Bradshaw. Yes. Cape Town from the album Stronger. Wow.
You see how we shot it?
Man.
You see how we shot the video? I wanted to shoot the Daniel, who did the executive post editing to the video. I wanted to shoot the video so it would show you could see the way they shot it 3 screens.
Yes.
That it would show perfectly on a smartphone.
Yes.
Because about 78% of content now, video content from the internet, is watched on a smartphone. So we shot it so that it would show perfect on a smartphone.
Wow, that's dope, man. That's dope. And you know what I'd also like about it is that, people, I think Black Americans have we're often fed misconceptions about Mother Africa. We don't really realize how contemporary and modern most of. I mean, they're cities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like cities, and I really that's what struck me in watching that video. You're really showing the modern and the beautiful homes. Everybody ain't living in huts now.
Everybody ain't living in huts in Cape Town and Johannesburg and Durban. Like everybody ain't living in huts.
Right.
So I'm doing all right down there.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to show. How beautiful that peninsula is.
Wow, great work there, Jeff Bradshaw. Man,
thank you, man.
I'm just honored to have you come through, man. And I know we got some things that we need to build together here as we watch you. I'm trying to link up with you while you release all this music this year so we can see how we can get it to the masses here.
Yes, sir.
And yes, brother. Yes.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you allowing me on this great platform to tell my story. And I will come back whenever you want me. Whenever you have me back, I'll come back and we'll talk about new releases and new videos, because April 17th, I'm shooting a video for the next single, which will be Euphoria. Oh boy. It just keeps coming.
Come on now.
I have plans for the rest of this year of what I'm gonna do with this record. I'm gonna make sure that I leave it all on. I'm gonna leave it all on the court.
That's right.
I'm gonna leave it all on the court. This record's gonna be successful because I believe that God has blessed this album for it to be my first baby on my own label. But coming out of 2020, I believe that something special is going to happen with this record, and it has already been happening. So, thank you so much for allowing me on your platform to tell my story and let people know who Jeff Bradshaw is. Like, I'm out here. I've been putting out. This is my 4th album, my 3rd studio album, and we've been putting some work in, and we're going to continue to put some work in with God's help.
Man, thank you so much, Jeff Bradshaw. You are the bomb, man. I want to just say about Philadelphia. First of all, what's up with those cheesesteaks? Send the brother a cheesesteak.
You got to come and get one, man. You
right?
Get one.
And then, how's your basketball team doing? I haven't been paying attention right now.
Well,
Joel
Embiid comes back on Saturday, but we're 11-3 without him.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
They kind of held it together, not much like the Lakers. Without LeBron and AD, they kind of, they're going south. But we kind of held it together. We're like 12-2, 11-3, right around in there. Yeah. Since he's been hurt, but he comes back on Saturday.
It's so interesting, and the young ones around me tease me all the time. But one of my stress relievers is I play video games, and I'm still on PlayStation 2. Okay, my little unit is making noise and stuff, but that's what I play. Okay, so
and that find relaxation where you can find it, as long as you find it.
Yeah. So I'm on NBA 2K. I think that one's NBA 2K8. Okay,
2K8, right? 2000. You're a few years behind.
Yeah. So my current season, I'm the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, and I'm going through, and so my starting 5 is Chris Paul, Ray Allen, Kevin Love, Shane Battier, and Chris Kaman from the old Clippers. That's my starting 5.
Oh, so you playing GM? You made some roster moves.
Yes. I like to do that. I like to go in that side and play, and place the players the way like that. Yeah,
I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So I'm in first place. So I'm doing pretty good.
Good job. So,
Yes.
funny that, my Sixers are in first place as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we're still in first place as well.
That's right. That's
The
what's
real
up.
Sixers are in first
The
place.
real Sixers. All right, that's what's up.
Thank you,
All
brother.
right, y'all. Thank you so much, Jeff Bradshaw. Everybody, you know what? If you missed this live, it's live on, like, I just did an upgrade, right? So you can get it on Coffee Conversations with Greg J. You can get it on Beach City Radio. You can get it on Columbus on Coffee Company, Afropop Radio, just all across Facebook and on YouTube. Plus, it'll be on demand at Beach City Radio, beachcityradio.com. Plus, the new feature that we just added a couple of weeks ago is the audio-only podcast version. Wherever you download your podcast, you'll be able to get this episode right there and all the other episodes that you might have missed across the time. This is Coffee Conversations with Greg J. Going into the Easter weekend. It's Rhonda Day, first of all. Happy birthday, Rhonda. Rhonda Love. Yay. And going into the Easter weekend, and we just want to encourage everybody, love one another.
Absolutely.
Love one another.
Absolutely.
Love one another. Peace and blessings. We're going to leave them with this one. I want to. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen of Philadelphia,
Oh,
put your
wow.
hands together for probably the most innovative voice on this planet. Kimberly! Philly classic. Philly NeoSoul classic.
Love. There's so many things I gotta tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. 'Cause there's a possibility that you'll look at me differently, love. Ever since the first moment I spoke your name, from then on I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change. 'Cause love, so many people use your name in vain. Love, for those who have faith in you, sometimes go astray. Love, through all the ups and downs, the joy and hurt, love, for better or worse, I still will choose you first. You know, Jeff, many days I've longed for you, wanting you, hoping for the chance to get to know you, longing for your kiss, for your touch, for your feel, for your essence. Many nights I've cried from the things you do, felt like I could die from the thought of losing you. I know that you're real, with no doubts and no fears and no questions, love. So many people use your name in vain, love. Those who have faith in you sometimes go astray, At first, love didn't mean that much to me, but now I know that you're all I need. The world looks so brand new to me. Now that I found love, every day I live for you, and everything that I do it for you. What I say is how I feel, so believe it's true. You got to know I'm true. So many people use your name in vain. Those who have faith in you sometimes go astray. Through all the ups and downs, the joy and hurts, for better or worse, I still want you to so many people use your name in vain. Love, those who have faith in you go astray. Through all the ups and downs, joy and hurts. For those who have faith in you, sometimes go astray. Those who have faith in you, those who have faith in you. That's why we're here tonight, just because of love. Because we believe in you. We believe in you. You're incredible musician. You've gone all over this world. You're incredible man. You're incredible spirit. Ooh, Jeff Bradshaw, you are the man. Those who have faith in you, they will never, never go astray. You preach with that thing, you love with that thing. God gave you how to play that thing.